Today we will going to start our new lesson about the central nervous system. Lesson 4, Unit 5. You should know that the nervous system is divided to central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. In our lesson we will talking about the central nervous system and its support. Central nervous system is divided to brain and spinal cord, and this picture show to us the position of the brain and the spinal cord, which is connecting with the brain from the posterior side. First, we will talking about the brain. It's the largest part of the central nervous system, where its weight is about 1.5 kilogram in adult. It's found inside a strong bone case called brain case or skull to protect the brain. Like we show here in this picture, which illustrates the skull, which make the protection to the brain, and three important membranes surrounding the brain. These three membranes, the first one to inside, which is called pia mater. Next layer, which is called arachnoid, to the outer side of the brain, the last membrane, which is called dura mater. The pia mater, like we said, it is to the inside and it is stuck to the brain. Dura mater to outside and it is lines the skull. The arachnoid, which is founding between the dura mater and pia mater, and it is consists transparent fluid to protect the brain. Next, we should know that brain connecting with it 12 nerve, which is called cranial nerve. We will talking about it in detail in next lesson. The main component of brain. Brain divided to three main parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain consists of three main parts: cerebral cortex, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Midbrain formed from one part, hindbrain, which is divided to cerebrum, pons valgus, and medulla oblongata. First, we will talking about the first part of the forebrain, which is called cerebral cortex. And this picture illustrates it like we show, that is two big lobes, left and right, which are hemisphere, and they separated by big fissure here in this point, but connected together by big bundle of nerve fiber. It characterized by presence of grooves and folders. Now we will show 4D animation to the brain to show overview of the brain from left, right, top and down, section view also of the brain, to illustrate the parts and the sensory point inside the brain. Cerebrum and cerebro, brainstem. Here from the right side of the brain show the 5 important lobes of the cerebrum cortex, which were frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe. Okay, we will show the same lobes in the transverse section inside the brain. Now we will show it from the top view and we didn't show the temporal lobe. It didn't appear from the top view. Only frontal lobe, parietal, and occipital lobe appear from the top view. From down view, we show temporal, frontal, brainstem, and cerebrum. In the right side. Now we will show important sensory point or the sensory function of the centers inside the brain. Like we show, brain has many sensory points: ear movement, sensory, emotional, vision, coordination, high mental function, and voluntary motor. Now we will show it the same point or the sensory point from top view. Each part in the brain has specific function to in sensation. It's appear from the top view. And now we will show the important sensory point, smell, which is appear from the down view. Now we complete our presentation to show thalamus and hypothalamus, which is a part of the forebrain and didn't appear in the last video. Thalamus here, this point is called thalamus, and hypothalamus. What the function of thalamus and the hypothalamus? Thalamus, it's an important center for coordination of sensory nerve impulse that reach it to the cerebral cortex. Next, the hypothalamus, it consists many center that control the reflex action. We will talk about it in the next lesson, like hunger, thirsty, sleep, and body temperature. Then we will talk about the midbrain. It's appear here in this small part of the brain, and it's connecting the forebrain by the hindbrain. It is consists of many nerve center for keep the body balanced, and connecting the centers of the hearing and vision, regulate many reflex action related to hearing. Now we will talking about the last part of the brain, which is called hindbrain, which is divided to three parts: cerebrum, banvaral, and the medulla oblongata, which is extended to form the spinal cord. Cerebrum, first, it is the posterior region of the three lobes. Function of it keep the body balanced, special for the ear and body muscle. Banvaral function transmit the nerve impulse from the spinal cord to all parts of the brain. From the spinal cord to the brain. This part, the function of this part. Medulla oblongata consists of many centers of the vital process, like respiration, blood vessel movement, and swallowing, vomiting, sneezing, and coughing center. In this another picture illustrates the position of the cerebrum, brain, and medulla oblongata. Next, we will talking about the spinal cord, which is existing from the medulla oblongata, like we said, and it is exist inside canal, which is called neural canal or spinal canal or vertebral column, which is bony structure to protect the spinal cord. The three Magenis membrane, which is talking about it, which is cover the brain, also cover the spinal cord to do the same function. Its length reached about 45 centimeter. It is divided to two half, dorsal and ventral, and separated by this big fissure. It's formed from two layers, inner layer and outer layer. Like we show here, the inner layer is called gray matter due to its color. Really, it's gray, and it is take the H shape. The function of this part of the inner layer of the spinal cord is consists of the nerve cell bodies, dendrites, and the neuroglia. The function of it is considered to the it's the center of the reflex action. To outside, we find the outer matter, which is white color and called the white matter. It's formed from the nerve fiber. Function of it transmit the nerve impulse from the different part of the body and reached it to the brain. It is another picture illustrates the same parts of the spinal cord which we talking about it, gray matter and white matter, and also the spinal nerve which will be talking about it in details in our next lesson. We finished today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.